right, guys. Hey, welcome. This is Joe McCall again, and this is Wholesaling Lease Options Made Easy. And this is a second video. Last time we talked about finding the seller. We talked about finding sellers on Craigslist and Zillow. We talked about doing market research to find how to find the best zip codes to target. We talked about finding sellers through Craigslist and Zillow and direct mail and bandit signs, and talked about how you could possibly work with us. Today, we're going to talk about how to make the offer. So you find a seller, and they might be interested in doing a lease purchase. And so we're going to talk about some simple questions that you can ask sellers. And I made this video really big. Hopefully it works. And it's not too big. I don't know. This is kind of obnoxious. But a lot of you are watching this on your phone, so I get it. So some simple questions to ask sellers. I'm not like a sales expert, guru type of guy. I like keeping it really, really simple. They're either in or they're out. I play the role of the reluctant buyer. Write that down. Reluctant buyer. You don't want to be begging them for their house. You don't want to be selling the lease purchase program, right? You're just making an offer to buy their house. So, I like to start off with, maybe even before this question is, did I catch you at a bad time? Sometimes that's a good question to ask. Or it sounds like I caught you at a bad time. It sounds like I caught you in the middle of something like that, right? I like to phrase questions in the negative sometimes. It's called negative phrasing. I don't know why it works, but it does. Because most of the times when somebody asks you that you say, oh, no, this is fine. I can. In fact, just today, I had at least 2 or 3 different phone calls where my friend, it was a good friend of mine, called me and said, you wouldn't have just like a minute or two, would you? I said, yes, of course I do, even though I was really busy. So it's just psychologically, it works, right? Or it sounds like I caught you in the middle of something, right? So I saw your property on Craigslist. Keep this conversational, right? You can just ask, is it still available? Can you tell me a little bit about it? All right. Then you could say something like, well, do you mind, like if this works well, if they responded to your direct mail or your text message, well, great. You got my text about your property. Do you mind if I ask you a few questions about your house? I'm an investor. I'd like to know, see if it would even be something I would be interested in. Can I ask you a few questions about it? I'm making them sell their house to me. That's the $1 million tip right there, okay? Make them sell their house to you. You are the buyer. They need to sell the house to you, right? All right. Say, I'm looking for a nice house in a nice neighborhood. Can you tell me a little bit about your house? Again, I'm making them sell their house to me. So I like to ask the question to maybe push the pain button a little bit of why they haven't sold it yet, or what are they going to do if they don't sell it, right? What are you going to do if you can't sell your house? Are you going to rent it? If they say yes, that's a perfect lease option candidate right there. Okay, why? Because they don't want to be a landlord. Most homeowners that are trying to sell their house, they don't want to be landlords. And you can offer now a solution to them that takes away that fear of being a landlord, right? Well, I asked them at the point, they say, yeah, I might have to rent it. I don't know. I said, well, if you rent it, would you rather rent it to somebody who is going to call you every time the faucet leaks? Or would you rather rent it to somebody who wants to buy it, who's going to take care of the home and fix the faucet, not call you? Big difference, right? So after building a little rapport, talking to them, say, hey, you know what? I'm looking for a rental property that I can rent for maybe a year or two and then buy. That wouldn't work for you, would it? Again, so they know I'm looking for a rental property. I'm an investor. I want to rent it for a little bit of time and then buy it. I phrased it negative. That wouldn't work for you. Okay. And then this is a key question because I used to go into this big, long sales pitch and just try to sell all the benefits of lease options, and they weren't even interested. But this is now, I phrased it, I just turned it all into a question. What if I could lease the property from you for a year or two, maybe? I can take care of all the maintenance and repairs, pay the rent, whether the house is vacant or not, and then I'll buy the house from you at the end without you having to pay any real estate commissions. Well, what would you want to do then? I'm putting the ball back in their court. Okay, simple questions. I have a bunch more that I go through in my course, but these are really good, simple. You're just asking them questions. Can you tell me a little bit about the house? I'm interested in it. Can you tell me more? Okay. Now, if they say, yeah, I'm interested, I want to do a lease option, I'm going to send them an offer. And I don't ever go see the house. Okay, I don't ever go see the house. I'm just going to send them an offer. And I like to send 3 different options when I send it. And in my credibility kit that I cover here, I include that. But the first option is a cash offer. And we all know how to do that. It's your standard Mayo formula, right? your ARV or the after repair value of a house. And that could even be Zillow. Just make the offers as quickly as you can. And I have a spreadsheet here that I use. So it's ARV or Zillow times 70%. Okay, I know some of you are rolling your eyes when I talk about Zillow. Again, don't complicate it. Just take Zillow and ePraisal and RealQuest and Redfin or whatever and average them. Just take the average and work it that way. That's your ARV minus times 70% minus repairs minus your fee. And for repairs, I keep it real simple. It's, where I'm at in St. Louis, $5 or $10 or $15 a square foot, sometimes $20 a square foot for light, medium, full rehab. If the seller says it doesn't need any work, I'll do $5 a square foot. If it needs minor cosmetics, paint and carpet, I'll do $10 a square foot. So if it needs more than that, depending, it's either $15 or $20 a square foot. And I make the VAs calculate these offers for me, okay? So on wholesaling, you should make at least $5,000 on each deal, maybe 10. That's what I shoot for on a wholesale deal, regular wholesaling cash offer. Why do I do the cash offer when I'm trying to do lease options? I'm trying to anchor these lease option offers. So my cash offer is going to be, and I'll show you in an example, it's going to be pretty cheap. It's going to be ridiculous, right? But it's going to make these offers look that much better. That's why I like them. So the sandwich lease option offers where it's like my perfect tenant program. The perfect tenant program is something that I like to pitch it. This is where I'm going to make the most money in this deal. I'm going to make the most money in the perfect tenant program because that's where I stay in the middle. That's where I make cash now, cash flow, and cash later. And you should be making about $30,000 to $50,000 on each of these sandwich lease option deals. So this is a moneymaker right here. This is where you can get short-term quick cash flow and long-term capital growth. Great cash flow. These are sweet deals. So it's just simple. I give them the same equity they would get if they sold with a realtor. I set up an option price with the ARV times 85%. And that's about what they would walk away if they sold it with a realtor on average today. For the rents, I want a cash flow, so I'm going to give a 25% discount off the market rents. I want at least 3 to 5 years. And again, in the sandwich lease option, it's the perfect tenant program where I will be the tenant. All right? And I'm going to put somebody in there. I'm going to manage the property from beginning to end. You don't have to worry about anything. If there's a little bit of equity, right, and I get some cash flow, that's not going to work for every seller, right? Because they're going to want, sometimes the seller might want a large down payment or they want to stay more in control. They're not super motivated yet. So this is where a lease option assignment might come in. And this lease option assignment is just another way for saying wholesaling lease option. So I get a lease option contract and I wholesale it. I flip that contract to the tenant buyer. In regular wholesaling, you wholesale the contract to an investor, a landlord or somebody. In a wholesaling lease option deal, you wholesale that, you flip that lease option contract to a tenant buyer. Okay. So lease option assignment, wholesaling lease options, it's the same thing. In the lease option assignment, the option price will be whatever the seller wants. The rents will be whatever the market rents are. And I'll usually do 1 to 2 years. And I still want to make at least $5,000 an assignment fee on each of these deals. So it's real simple. I'm going to get the property under a contract with the seller where I am the tenant buyer. All right. Then I'm going to turn around and advertise that contract and sell that contract to somebody else for an assignment fee. All right. Now, I have a little calculator that I use, and I'm going to share this with you right here real quick like. And let me zoom in a little bit. And you'll see here as an example, let's just look at an example on Zillow. And we were looking in Shelby County, weren't we, the other day? Shelby. All right, this looks like a nice home. And guess what? It's vacant. I love these pictures of a vacant house. That means somebody is making payments on a vacant house and they might be interested in selling it. Okay, it's a nice looking home. Great lease option candidate. So I send the seller a letter. They respond back, yes, you know what? I'm interested in selling it. I'm interested in lease purchase. I'm going to send them an offer. And so it's real simple. I have my virtual assistant put in numbers into my spreadsheet to help me come up with an offer for this house. All right. So what I'm going to do is look at a few things here. There's his estimate right there. I'm going to just take the 163,101 value. all right, and put it in my offer here. What did I say? 163, 101 or something. Is that what I said? 163, 101. All right. And for my cash offer, I want 70% discount. Okay. The square footage is 2,500 square feet. This is what my VA is doing, right? And I can tell from the pictures it doesn't need any repairs because this house looks really nice. So I'm going to do $0 for repair, and I want to make 10 grand a wholesale fee. So my cash offer in this house is going to be 104, 171. What's the likelihood of the seller accepting that? Not that great, right? So the market rents, let's just say it's going to be whatever it's advertising for right now, 1650. Okay. I want at least 15% equity. I want at least 5 years, and I'll put $1,000 down on the home. So the way I do this, and don't worry too much about this stuff. I'm just having my VA fill out the yellow things, okay? And the price the seller wants, they want close to Zillow, and they're just not super motivated to sell it, so they say they want $160,000 for it, okay? So sometimes what happens is the seller, I talk to them on the phone, and I talk to them about maybe doing a lease purchase. They say they're interested. And I say, all right, well, I'm going to send you 3 different offers, but tell me a little bit about, what do you think it would rent for? How much do you need to sell it for? What do you need to walk away with? And I'll ask them those kinds of questions and see how much equity they have. But at that point, then when I find out what they want, I will just send a voice message, a voice memo to my VA. My VA will put these numbers in here and come up with 3 different offers. So here you can see the cash offer. It's 104, and the price goes up here for the sandwich lease option offer a little bit of 138, and then the lease option assignment 160. I'll give the seller whatever they want. Is that cool? All right. Now those 3 offers then go into the seller credibility kit that I have. Real simple. I like giving the sellers options. And my credibility kit, this helps you look more professional. It has a cover letter. I give them the 3 options. I explain the program in real simple language. I give some frequently asked questions, and I give them some references. And here's an example of one, okay? Let me open it up here. And while that's opening, let me fix something here real quick. All right, I opened up the document here in Word, and you put your logo here. It's just simple letters. It says, hey, it was nice talking to you. Please review the different lease purchase offers. I like sending this because I don't like spending a lot of time with them on the phone. In fact, many times when I'm talking to them on the phone, I pretend like I'm in a hurry and I just got to get some basic information. I'm going to send you some information, look it over, and let's talk about it, okay? So again, it's not high pressure, it's low stress, and just, it works if it works. If it not, it doesn't, it doesn't. It's no big deal. 6 1 half dozen the other, however that phrase goes. Okay. I recommend, by the way, getting a Better Business Bureau membership. I just sent them my $450, and $450 a year is what do we pay here. Some of you may think it's a ripoff and a scam, and it probably is, but it does work. And if you can join the local Chamber of Commerce, just kind of gives you some credibility. I recommend that. It has a simple lease option proposal thing. Here are my multiple options: a cash, sandwich lease option assignment. And sometimes I'll offer consulting. And this is one of the cool things I teach in my course, because sometimes they don't want to do sandwich lease option because they don't make enough money. They don't want to do a lease option assignment because they don't want you to keep all the option deposit money. And so you can say, listen, well, maybe I can teach you and coach you on how to do your lease option yourself. A minimum fee is 1 month's rent or $2,500, whatever it is, and however you want to do. And you can just consult with them. You can spend about an average of 2 to 4 hours when you do consulting, but it's really simple. And your hourly rate, your hourly wage, you actually make more money per hour when you do consulting than you do actually doing option 2 or 3 yourself. It's really cool. So, I say, listen, this is how the lease option program works. Summary of the benefits, frequently asked questions. I'll just go through these real fast. And at the end, you have references. Your Better Business Bureau stuff. If you use my attorney that's in my course, you can put that attorney's information there. I have a mortgage broker that you can put in here if you're part of the program. If you have a realtor, an insurance agent, property management company that you recommend or and maybe a personal reference that you have, a private investor. So this kind of stuff is going to really, really help you have a lot of credibility. You can send this in an email and you can send it in the physical mail. And by the way, I send this exact thing in the physical mail to the sellers from my VA. My VA from the Philippines sends this in the mail. They don't print it and mail it from the Philippines. They actually go to a website, and the website prints it and mails it. It's really cool. Okay. Now, follow-up's important because most sellers are going to say no. That's the way it goes. Most sellers are going to say no, but you have to follow up. And I'm going to tell you, you should follow up every single month with every single seller. Always send an offer to every seller in the mail that you can and follow up with them. The key thing is getting somebody else to do this. And we have a program, again, where we can have the VAs create these offers for you, send the offers to the sellers for you, and do your follow-up for you. We have the VAs and the systems in place to do that. So every month they send a text message, hey, have you sold your house yet? We can send a postcard, says, hey, I'm surprised I haven't heard back from you. I'm still very interested in buying your house. Please call me, thanks. Sometimes we can even do a broadcast voicemail for you. Hey, my name is, you record this and we can broadcast it out to all your old leads. And this is all done in Podio or FreedomSoft, so it's super easy for our VAs to do this for you. You probably don't remember me, but we talked a little while ago about your house, yada, yada, yada. This stuff is powerful. So you're going to find the more follow-up that you do, at least 50% of your deals are going to come from the follow-up. This is really, really important. And again, have your VA do all of that for you. So I talked about a lot of things, right? Some simple questions. You have to do that, okay? But that's super easy. When it comes to sending the offers and giving them 3 options, in my system, I have that spreadsheet that you can use, or you can have our VAs create that for you and send it in the credibility kit. And maybe you don't want to do the credibility kit. You just send the 3-option 1-page letter, and that's it. And then we have also the systems and the virtual assistants in place to do the follow-up for you. So bottom line, and I talked about this in the last video, but we're looking to do more lease option deals in some new markets, okay? We're looking to grow and expand. This is a perfect time right now to do lease options. Very little competition. There's a huge need for this in the marketplace. And now in our coaching, we're just focusing on lease option deals, helping you get to your first lease option deal as quickly as possible. But this isn't just about coaching or mentoring, right? Now, some of you are interested in that, and maybe some of you can't afford the complete done-for-you system and package. So we do have a coaching program to help you get to your first deal in the fastest way possible. It's a real simple training program. We hold you accountable to your numbers and your goals every week. We do weekly group coaching calls. We have a private Facebook group that's really active, and you can ask us questions anytime in that program. If you're interested in the coaching and mentoring, you go right now to coachjoe.net, coachjoe.net to get more information about that, right? But if you want the done-for-you system and package, where we're going to partner with you on deals and actually set up your systems and do your marketing for you, we need some boots on the ground people. We want to start growing into new markets. It's not cheap. You've got to have capital to invest in your marketing, but you should get your money back within the first 2 to 3 deals. Now, do you need to be a licensed realtor? No, but it would help if you did. Not a big deal, but if you have your realtor's license, I know I can explode your business, and it's pretty amazing. And we'll talk about it in the next video, I think, tomorrow, finding the tenant buyers, which is amazing. I'm excited about that. So our goal is real simple. Help you do your first lease option deal in 90 days or less. This is what we will do. We're going to set up all your systems, Podio or FreedomSoft, set up your phone and voicemails, set up your tenant buyer and seller websites, and these are especially important in lease option deals, okay? We're going to help you market your research your market, find the best zip codes to target, and then we're going to do all your seller marketing. We're going to get your motivated seller lists, send your letters and your postcards, send the proposals or the credibility kits for you, and once you get properties under contract, run your Facebook ad campaigns for tenant buyers. Especially if you're a realtor and you want to do the buyers first strategy, which we were looking for, we will run those Facebook ads for you. Get tons of, I promise you, more leads than you can handle with Facebook. It's amazing. We're also going to provide the virtual assistants that will update the CRMs like Podio or FreedomSoft for you. So all you got to do is just voice message them. I use Voxer. Send them a voice message. They'll update the leads for you. They can do research on the properties for you if they can do a property detail reports or comps on properties if you want. They can send the offers and credibility kits for you. And they can do all the follow-up. I'm telling you guys, this is so powerful. You can go out and do this all yourself, and then that's awesome. Or you can just have us do it for you. We already have the team in place to do this for you. All you got to do when you want to send an offer or do a follow-up, you just create a task in Podio or in FreedomSoft, assign it to our assistant, our VAs that we give you, and they will do it for you. We're also going to give you, obviously, help and advice partnering on the deals. You're going to get a full Rolodex of our resources. You're going to use our mortgage broker that does mortgages in all 50 states. We have a credit repair company that helps. We have a company that reviews tenant buyer applications, attorneys that handle all of our contracts, an escrow company that handles the money, which is real important for that tenant buyer. And we'll check the title to make sure that the title is clear on the property, okay? You also, if you want to be part of this program, you can come out to St. Louis, hang out with me for a day. We have weekly calls. You can ask us questions anytime on Voxer. And bottom line, we're going to coach you and hold your hand through the entire process. We'll partner with you on deals. And we have a vested interest in your success because we want to do more deals across the country. Now, what will you do? Real simple. You're going to be our boots on the ground. There isn't a setup fee that we're going to ask you to pay, and you pay for the marketing. It's an "Are you serious?" deposit. We need to see that you can pay a reasonable fee up front to show us that you're serious and to compensate us for doing all that work for you. Once we do the work for you, it's yours, right? So if you decide, okay, I don't want to do this anymore, we're not going to take all that stuff away from you. You can keep it, right? You can keep the systems in place. So we want to make sure you're serious and you're not going to be wasting our time and maybe disappear after a month or two, which, obviously if you're broke, don't apply. And you should be able to afford $500 to $1,000 a month to spend on marketing if you want to do a couple deals a month, okay? You will return voicemails. You'll talk to sellers. You'll make the offers like either verbally or if in person if you want. You're going to market the homes once you get them under contract. There's things like signs and Craigslist ads. You're going to take calls from tenant buyer. You're going to help show the home and eventually find a leasing agent. We can help you do that, but that is stuff local that you have to do locally and we can't do for you. You're also going to have to report in your numbers every week. We want to make sure that, and this is for your sake just as much as it is ours, because accountability, getting that little push in the pants, that little kick in the butt will help get more done. Now, this is really cool. If you're a realtor, we're going to implement the Home Finder program for you. We're going to build the website, run the Facebook ads. You'll do the signs and Craigslist ads, and you'll take the calls from tenant buyers. This is a killer program. If we set it up for you, you're going to be doing 10 to 20 deals a month with this Home Finder program. There's just no way to fail. It is amazing if you're a realtor. All right. But you also need to make sure you're working with a broker that lets you keep 90 to 100% of your commissions. Okay. Bottom line, we're looking for massive action takers. You need to be someone that, you can't be someone that needs extreme hand-holding, okay, and have everything explained in excruciating detail. And you've got to have capital to invest in your business, okay? So this is a limited opportunity. We're only looking for a few select markets. First come, first serve. You got to be willing and able to devote at least a couple, 3-4 hours a day into the business. You've got to be a good communicator. And we're looking for people that are in this for the long haul, right? Not somebody who just wants to do this as a hobby. So if you're interested and you want to apply, go to CoachJoe.net. CoachJoe.net, fill out an application. You'll talk to my business partner, Gavin. Gavin helps me with this program, and we'll explain the cost, the price to you. You may not want all of the stuff set up for you. You may just want the simple coaching program, and our singular focus in that is to get you to your first deal as quickly as possible, your first lease option deal as quickly as possible. And so we have a great track record, great success helping people do this, and you're going to love it. So if you're interested at all, apply. If we like what you have to say, and we feel like you're going to be a good fit, we'll let you in. Go to CoachJoe.net, fill out that Podio. It's a simple application in Podio. Fill it out. Tell us a little bit about you. Gavin or myself will get on the phone and talk with you about it, and we'll go from there. Cool? CoachJoe.net. All right. Now, the next video I'm going to do is about finding the tenant buyer. It's going to be really fun. This is the easy part, because if you get it right and you just follow a few simple systems and rules, you will find more tenant buyers than you can handle. There are a million gazillion of them out there, and it's going to be awesome. The next video we're going to do is talking about putting it all together, doing your first deal as quickly as possible. Okay? All right. Thanks a lot, guys. We'll see you soon.